There's no question in my mind that Halo Infinite is the biggest and probably the best adventure in the series to date. That may be sacrilege or merely just a bold statement, but 343 has shown a masterful understanding of what made Halo feel so good in the first place, while putting its own stamp on the series in a way that, in truth, I am left wondering how long-term fans will feel about it. It may go without saying, but I'll say it anyway. I'll be steering clear of spoilers for Halo Infinite's story. All I will say is that it makes good on most things I had hoped for going in, and it leaves the series open for future developments. This Halo experience is set around 18 months after the events of Halo 5 Guardians, and to be completely clear, this is a Master Chief adventure. The Banished are very much in charge, and a newly revitalised Chief needs to put an end to all of that. It all takes place on Zeta Halo, and whether or not 343 Industries wants to admit it, this is an open world adventure akin to the likes of Far Cry or Assassin's Creed, only on a smaller scale. Crucially, it's also an open world adventure where the keystone of the entire experience is based around gameplay being fun over everything else. It's very clear from the off, starting with a grapple shot, that you are the star of everything Halo Infinite offers up. Without that core fun, it really would fall apart. And what fun it is. When I saw the credits roll, I had done over half of the available activities and had clocked in around 12 to 13 hours, with plans to go back and mop up the rest of the map. There's nothing revolutionary about Zeta Halo really. You take back FOBs, which are forward operating bases, and they're akin to fast travel spots on the map, and when you do so you'll open up other missions and points of interest nearby on the map. At a FOB you can stock up on ammo, call in human reinforcements, and grab vehicles. It's a nice touch that lets you change up your attack if you're struggling. There's a decent range of side activities on offer, but again, nothing you haven't really seen before. You can hunt down and assassinate banished targets, which will in turn give you a special variant on a weapon you can unlock at any FOB. These range from almost comically easy to brutally difficult, especially when one assassination suddenly becomes a double team event. You can also free UNSC soldiers from captivity, and again there's a small encampment style operation all the way up to these large bases that you need to open up gates and free multiple hostages at a time. There's Mjolnir lockers that are often hidden in caves or up mountains, and these unlock cosmetic changes for the multiplayer. More exciting, however, is the Spartan cores you can find in cache boxes around the world, which allow you to upgrade the Chief's abilities. There are 5 abilities you can upgrade in total, starting with the grapple shot but including your shield. Using points to upgrade them do things that you'd pretty much expect. For example, a fully upgraded grapple shot lets you pull off a massive punch from a distance or electrify your foes with a much quicker recharge time. The trouble is, despite trying a bit of everything on offer before finishing up, I couldn't help feeling that nothing is quite as useful or as fun as that starting grapple shot or just upgrading your shield. You've probably seen some of the abilities in the multiplayer, and they just don't have quite the same usefulness as the grapple shot. Take the drop shield for example. Even fully upgraded, the cooldown is painfully slow, and towards the end where you might actually need it, the enemies are so numerous and clever in terms of AI that it just never felt really very useful to me. There's another movement ability that I don't need to spoil here, but suffice to say I don't really understand the point of it given I had incredible mobility with my grapple shot. The ping grenades are very useful when upgraded, allowing you to throw 2 out in multiple directions that keep enemies lit up on the screen, even with health bars. This was the second most useful ability, but I'd always use it and quickly hit the D-pad to switch back to the grapple so I had maximum survivability and mobility. The combat is without doubt the best bit of Halo Infinite. It's exquisite and simple, but there wasn't a second out in the world of Zeta Halo I can remember not being enjoyable. There's a couple of boss fights that spike the difficulty in a way I wasn't expecting, but the payoff in terms of story, musical direction and voice work means that every struggle is eventually worth the fight, no matter how many times you die getting there. It's just so Moorish and kind of honest, spiking your grapple at a jackal to remove its shield, then hitting it with a follow-up grapple and slapping it across the face for the kill. It just never gets old. I must have saved so many bullets because I couldn't get enough of flying around the map, smashing grunts in the face. Even camouflaged elites are no match for that grapple shot, electrifying them in place and giving them 5 of the best in the face. It's exciting, and I just couldn't put it down. There's emergent moments of humour in the combat too. Getting overexcited and grappling into a grunt who is charging with 2 sticky grenades in the air really does make you laugh when you blow up. You did that, nobody else. It's a tricky thing to get used to at first, but once you do master the way the grapple shot works, it's almost like you can fly. It wouldn't be a Halo game without a few repeated locations, and that's one area that Halo Infinite does suffer a little bit. While it's a good looking game overall, there is a definite feeling that you've seen some of these locations before, and while the load times are decent as well, there's room for improvement. Truthfully, you can only make so many greyish-blue corridors before it feels like you've seen it before, I guess, but the switch to open world gives you a break from the story if you want to go exploring anyway. That said, this isn't a powerhouse in the way Forza Horizon 5 is for the Xbox Series X, but it looks good enough. And I'll take fun over visual grunt any day of the week. 343 Industries has nailed it. There is no question this is a brilliant experience that I couldn't put down once I'd started. It's not perfect, and the abilities outside of the grapple shot definitely don't live up to the fun of bouncing around the map, but really, all that matters is the story and gameplay here, and both are utterly excellent, which is why we're giving it 9 out of 10.
The time's great.
Thanks for watching our video review of Halo Infinite. We hope you enjoyed it. We've made sure not to put any campaign spoilers in, and you may notice that we didn't talk about the multiplayer. There is a separate review for that over on godisageek.com, written by Chris White actually, and that is specifically multiplayer related. This is a campaign review. They are very separate things, it feels, this year, more than ever before. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.